Hey guys, this is Chris Profi, Musically Obsessed. A little bit ago, I put out a video just to show what the CD looks like for Metallica S&M2, and I also had the song The Day That Never Comes playing in the background, just to kind of give you an idea of what you were going to hear and what the CD packaging looks like. So now I kind of want to do a proper review of this album since I've had a chance to listen to the whole thing. So, Metallica Sm Part Two. Well, the original S&M came out in 1999. I can't believe it was, 20 some odd years ago. Well, they did a film version of S&M2 in 2019. This, of course, is the audio from that. And I guess this is remixed and remastered audio from the original film. So the sound quality is amazing. This is 20 songs, 2.5 hours of Metallica and the San Francisco Symphony. Now, the San Francisco Symphony is conducted by Edwin Outwater. He's also the musical director as well. Now, let me talk about the music in here, and I want to review it. Now, first, I'm just going to give you my review right off the bat. If out of 5 stars, I would give this 4.8. It's a very, very killer CD. Now, there's vinyl versions, of course, of this. There's really expensive vinyl versions that also include the Blu-ray and the CDs as well. This is just the 2 CD Blu-ray edition, okay? Now, the songs. There are some surprises on here, which I really like. This opens up with the Ecstasy of Gold and the Call of Cthulhu, which I believe S&M, the original one, did as well. You have For Whom the Bell Tolls. Okay, we've heard that song before. Now, The Day That Never Comes. Really cool to hear that song live, but also with the symphony. The Memory Remains. I never tired of hearing that song. Confusion. That's a new one, of course. Moth into Flame. Another new song. Both of those off of Hardwired. Great to hear those with the symphony. I had never heard those live. The Outlaw Torn. No Leaf Clover, and Halo on Fire, which is also off of the new album. So disc 1 has some nice surprises, some nice songs that we don't usually typically hear live. And regardless of that, we also get the symphony in the background. Now, the symphony just augments what Metallica already does. We all know Metallica is heavy. Well, the symphony almost makes them heavier. And for those of us who are not into classical music, and again, I am not an expert on classical music. I know I like some classical music. There's some classical music that is very heavy, and you can hear some of those chord progressions and some of the instrumentation. And, to your ears, you would go, yeah, that sounds like an Iron Maiden song, or that sounds like a Metallica song, or that sounds like Anthrax. So, some of those early classical pieces could be very heavy. So Metallica sort of channels that. Now, CD 2 is where things get interesting. They do something called the Cynthian Suite, which is just the San Francisco Symphony playing, which I think is an awesome idea. You get to hear the beauty of the symphony without Metallica, which is kind of interesting to hear because this is a symphonic record. So it's kind of nice to give the listener just that true aspect of just the symphony. Now, they also do something called the Dance of the Dark Spirits and the Iron Foundry. Now, some of that is performed with Metallica. So it's instrumental, but it's performed with Metallica, so it gets pretty heavy. Really, really cool stuff to hear. And then you get into the Unforgiven 3, which I'm not as familiar with that song, but listening to it on here, I like this version. And James Hetfield's voice sounds amazing on this. All Within My Hands, underrated song. Love this. Then they do Anesthesia, Pulling Teeth. Now, I wasn't sure whether Robert Trujillo, how do you pronounce his name, was going to do the bass solo, but no, they bring in somebody from the symphony Scott Pingle, and he does a kick-ass job on this song. And then Wherever I May Roam, One, Master of Puppets, Nothing Else Matters, and Enter Sandman. So, there are songs in here we've heard a lot, but there are a lot of surprises. Plus, they do some of the new songs with the symphony. Plus, you get songs with just the symphony, and you get a song with just the symphony and Metallica, but instrumental. The packaging is awesome. I'm not going to go into the packaging because I did that in my other video. Again, I'm giving this 4.8 out of 5. The sound is incredible. The band is in full form. The symphony just augments already what Metallica does. The audience is into it. It's just all around a great performance. And I would highly recommend this to anybody who is a Metallica fan or anybody who maybe has been on the fence about Metallica. This is something that might get you into them. It's not as harsh as putting on Fight Fire with Fire from Ride the Lightning right away. You know, that's sort of like, you know, baptism by fire. This is kind of like a smooth intro to Metallica. And you know what? I'm going to applaud Metallica for adding a little class and bringing some culture to the world of metal. So check this out. Metallica S&M2 with the San Francisco Symphony.